Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing an 11 by 8.5 layout using the cherry on top sketch for this week, or yeah, I believe it's the weekly. Anyways, it has 3 photos. Also, I have 3 3x4s, but I'm going to cut 2 of them down to basically 2x2s, and then the other one will stay a 3x4, kind of, sort of. I have Alphas from Ellie Studios, and then I have Simple Stories New Collection Book Fair. And this one here is the larger pieces. The other one I showed was the ephemera, the smaller pieces, not the journaling tags, the actual little icons. And then I have a few of the papers. I didn't get all of the papers, but I think I'm going to go back and buy a couple more papers because I actually really like this collection and I like the colors of this collection. Most school collections are pretty much the same colors, they're just changing the icons or something like that. But this one seems to have a little bit different colors in it. It has the teal and also like the limey green color, which I like. I was showing you there that the alpha actually fits on the lined paper, so I thought that was kind of cool. I have the sticker sheet that's 12 by 12, and then I have a couple more papers I'm going to show. I didn't put these in my usual order. Usually I put the sticker sheet first, but not this time. I love this one, and this one actually ends up being my background. Because in the sketch, as I will show it here again in a minute when I get started on the layout, but it had like a wordy paper in the background. I decided to use this icon paper instead. And then I'm going to place black cardstock as a border around the outside. It's not going to be as wide as the one that they show in the sketch, just because I have less room to work with, so I don't want it to be that wide. So it's going to be a little less. I'm also going to put my inside square, if I can talk, a little bit lower than they show on the sketch. They have it more towards the center. I'm going to put it more towards the bottom, and that's because I'm going to add a little bit more to it at the top. So again, just changing it up to fit my layout, but totally inspired by the sketch, which is what I usually use sketches for, is inspiration. So here I'm using some double-sided tape to glue this paper down to the cardstock, and then I will take that off, and I just put the white paper behind it so I could see the black cardstock. And then here I'm adding some extra pieces of black cardstock behind here. This is basically just going to lift it up a little bit so that I can tuck the rulers in behind it and it's not going to be lumpy. The rulers are going to be like double, basically, because it's going to be a double layer of rulers behind there. So I definitely need it to be lifted up just a little bit. I probably could have just did one piece of cardstock, but instead I did 2, so it's a little bit higher, but that's okay because I'm not using any play foam. I'm just kind of trying to add extra height, but not add too much. So I want it to add just a little bit more height. And so now I'm going to tuck in 5 rulers. I tried to pick different colors. The yellow and the green kind of look the same, but they are different colors. And I did pop up the tip of 3 of the rulers with a little bit of foam tape, and that was just to add a little bit of dimension up there at the top. And then I'm gonna put this one down. I had to make sure it was straight. Once again, I've lost my T-square ruler on my desk somewhere. It's clear, so it's probably buried underneath some papers or something, but the other ruler worked just fine. I was able to figure it out. I was making sure it's straight. It looked crooked, but it's really not. Anyways, I went ahead and put it down. This one here is the 2 little 2x2 photos, and I'm going to place it on the polka dot paper. I just thought it was kind of cute because it adds all of the colors behind the photo. And I'm going to put it over here on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, I'm going to add the 3x4-ish photo. And I did do the notebook punch behind the paper for the photo and placed it right there. And I like the way that it looks with notebook punch. I thought I went with the school theme. And then here is part of my title, which is homeschool instead of homeschooling, because I'm going to actually continue to write, but I'm going to use different letters. So the home is with the Ellie Studio letters, and dog is with the Ellie Studio letters, but the black other letters are Doodlebug. They were a little bit thinner and thicker, so I went ahead and used those to put where the dog does your homework because of the saying, the dog ate my homework. So I figured in homeschooling, the dog does your homework for you instead. And in this photo, it's kind of funny. He dropped his pencil while we were doing schoolwork, and the little chihuahua picked it up. And the way he was holding it, it looked like, he was ready to write. And my son put his clipboard down and he's like, "Look, he's doing my work for me." So we took pictures and laughed about it. And it makes for a great memory of our homeschooling time. I don't have a whole lot of photos from our homeschooling time, but it definitely is a memory I want to capture and, have a little bit of a memory of that. I did homeschool him from kindergarten until 5th grade. And then at the beginning of 6th grade, he decided to go to public school. So over here, I'm adding a little notepad that says keep dreaming and a pencil, which happens to be almost the same color as the pencil in the photo. And then this little airplane I'm going to place up here at the top. I put a little stack of books and a little pencil holder over on the left-hand side, along with 23, which was the year we were homeschooling. Just using some liquid glue to attach down little stars all around the layout. I did add 6 of them. I added 2 in each of the clusters. And basically that was all that came in the ephemera pack, so I just went with it. I could have added one more from the sticker sheet. I decided not to. I have some little sticker labels here that I'm going to add down at the bottom. And I don't remember what those say offhand, but they do follow along with the theme, of course, because they're off the school 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I am going to stitch the line that is behind the airplane, but I believe I cut that part out just because I'm off screen most of the time while I'm doing it. I'm not very good at stitching. I don't stitch a whole lot on my layouts. Just every once in a while I do. And usually if it's something small like this. But I just thought the little tail that's already on the paper, it didn't pop enough by itself. So I went ahead and added some embroidery floss, and I added a little tail to the airplane. So there you can see it's a little bit more vibrant and it pops out a little bit more. But that is my layout complete. I hope you guys enjoyed today's layout. I definitely enjoyed creating it, and I think this is probably one of our funniest little memories of homeschooling. Thanks for coming by. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Tomorrow will be a double page water layout. Bye!